Okay, Chevelle fans, this is it's been a while since I've posted anything, and here's why. There have been lots of challenges for me. I have done panel replacements before, but not necessarily inner and outer fender wells, and I have dealt with these sections around the windows before, and keeping everything aligned so that the trunk margins are good and everything folds up and looks original is just always fun. Oh yeah, trunk pan, that's out. So there's been a number of times when I've gone away, scratched my head, wonder how the heck am I going to do this, watch some other videos, get some ideas, come back out, and now I'm making really good progress. The tail panel there was crunched in a couple of spots and pretty deep surface rust at the connection to the trunk floor pan. So I decided to just go with a whole new one since I was doing sections of the quarters as well, although that became a challenge getting the cast tail lens piece to line up, but that's in, or rather aligned. And the real challenge has been figuring out the trunk filler piece with the sections of the wheel well that needed to get patched. And I'm still really glad I did not just pull everything apart, because holding alignment all the way back to the rear of the doors with the quarter panel, getting the glass opening to align up perfectly with the trim is always a challenge if you start pulling stuff apart. And you can make it look good with the sheet metal, but when the trim gets near it, suddenly the margins are different and you're either filling it or doing a lot more welding, or wished you had done something different. So anyway, the inner and outer wheel wells were rusty just at the bottom, and so that is, as you can see, just kind of clamped and screwed in for right now. And the outer wheel well is done in a section as well, under there, and or actually that's the inner. But what you can't see, and is all there, is the outer wheel well has got, I'm going to point kind of, it's up on this lip, and this lip section is all new going up underneath there. And so if any moisture runs down the inside of the frame, inside of the body, that's a rust point, is at that seam, and that will not be a rust point because that's all new sheet metal in there. Oh, not much of a great video there. Edit. And so the trunk, the deck lid shuts with a nice even gap to the tail panel, and it looks big right there. That's actually dead on with where the other Chevelle, which is a great reference point to have, is once the trim goes in. And I will say again, having the other Chevelle here has helped a lot with figuring out alignment in that whole little corner with the intersection of the trunk floor extensions, which is what that L piece is, it's curved, as well as the alignment with the inner wheel well on the right side. So I've got everything mocked up and clamped. I'm going to take some of it apart so that I can weld the seam behind that lower vice grip. That needs to get done, and then that trunk floor filler piece goes in. And oh, the other hint I would give anybody who's going to tackle parts of this is do one half at a time. Having this to reference, as well as the car that's original back there, makes a huge difference. Even the littlest things like the order of, there is the tail section sheet metal, which then intersects the seal lip, which is just a little tail of sheet metal all the way around here, and then the way it spot welds on to the quarter, and then the whole thing intersects with the support brace, which is right there. And so again, having the original car to go back and look at and see the order of how those go in, and just it takes a lot of the mystery out of it. Also, I'm really glad that I did not just go ahead and get the $500 floor pan replacement piece, because it would have forced even more to come off of this thing to get that in. I have a patch panel which will go from this support all the way to this support, and then I will have to fabricate something that looks original for that section there, which I really don't mind doing, because the patch panel was hundreds less, and the entire replacement would have gone up into there, all the way behind the seat, and just either been a really expensive piece of sheet metal, which probably would have saved some time, but certainly would have, we really didn't need it. That section is in great shape, and everything else easy to fabricate, or I was already needing these extension pieces and such. So there we go. Hopefully all of this makes some sense, and hopefully this gets posted soon. So yeah, I'm feeling like, okay, I got through. I still have a lot to do on this side, but the head scratching and the oh crap, what am I going to do and how am I going to pull this off stuff I have figured out. So charging ahead. Thanks for watching.